Back everybody, this is Eddie with Joe's Gaming and Electronics. Today we'll be working on a pair of QC35s. We'll be replacing this panel right here, which also functions as the hinge. So to start, we'll flip the unit over and take the ear pad off. To do this, it's held on by a couple of screws on the outside. So I like to go from the bottom, pry up, and then it'll just slip right out. Place that to the side. Next, we'll be taking off this mesh. It's held on by two pieces of tape here and here. So carefully just get under it and pry that tape carefully out. Next, place that to the side. Now we're going to have to remove two Phillips head screwdrivers here and here. I'll be using a 1.5mm screwdriver. Next, we'll flip the unit over. The cover should pop off. If it doesn't, I like to use a plastic pry tool. That's to not scratch the metal, and it should pop right out. Next, we're going to need to unsolder this wire here. So pop it out of its clip. Next, I like to take pictures so then I know where to resolder all these points. Once you do that, I like to use some flux. It's not needed, but it just makes your life a lot easier. And you just apply it on all the points. Next, we grab our soldering iron. And I like to grab some tweezers just so I can hold the wires as I unsolder them. Now that we've unsoldered it, you can move it to the side. Next, we're going to need to pop this cover off the hinge swivel. I like to start with the side that doesn't have the wire, and you make sure you line this up and grab your pry tool and just pry up. The reason you make sure this is parallel with the cup is because there's a little keyhole and you have to align it. Next, repeating the same process on the other side. Line it up, grab your pry tool, and pry up. Next, pull the wire through. Place this to the side. Next, we'll take out two more Phillips head screws using that same 1.5mm screwdriver. And if you need any of these tools, link down below. You can go. We have them on our website, so you'll be able to do this repair on your own. Next, pop the inside cover off, and then the bottom should just pop right out. Place both those to the side. Now we have two more Phillips head screws here and here. So we just pop those out. These screws are a lot shorter than the ones using the ear cups, so make sure you place them to the side, but you can remember fairly easily. Next, while holding this metal clip, kind of hold it down and carefully pry these two pieces out. Your outside panel should come off, and carefully guide the wire through this one. Next, grab our replacement parts, this and this. What I like to do is kind of twist these wires up carefully just to make your life easier. Once you've twisted them up, we'll just have to guide it through this hole. Carefully pull the wires through and just slip it on. You're gonna feel the divot where it naturally sits, and you're gonna need this slack for the hinge movement. Next, grab your panel, pop it on. Next, you'll have to slide this metal clip over. I like to align it and just use the headband as the leverage to just snap it on. Next, grab your screws, pop them right back in where they were. Now, we're just going back in the order we started. Grab this hinge swivel, pop it on the bottom the way you took it off. Ensure you put it on the proper way so that it allows it to spin and stop. If yours does not stop, then you will also need to replace this part. Next, guide the wire through. Grab your inside panel, pop it on, and put those 2 screws back in. These are the shorter ones. The longer ones we will put in at the very end. Ensure it's working properly. Everything's nice and the way it should be. Grab your panel back. You're gonna have to guide the wire through it, which through here it's gonna have to go in and then up through that way. Next, we're gonna have to pop this hinge swivel back into the ear cup. So make sure you align the key with the keyhole. Pop it in, move it on to the other side. Using the same technique, pop it in. Now we're gonna have to resolder all these wires back. That's where you have your phone handy and you can just go back into your photos and we'll look at the schematics. This is where your tweezers will come in handy, and once I resolder this, I'll walk you guys through all the colors. Now that you soldered all the wires on, pop this big wire with the insulation under the clip. Grab your panel, pop it back on the way it will, aligning it. While holding it in place, flip this over, grab your 2 longer Phillips and pop them back into place. Next, we'll have to grab our mesh, place it back on. I like to align it with the curvature of this so it fits the curve. Grab your ear pad. So I start with finding the middle of both sides, kind of prying up at the top and securing the top into place. Then I go one by one, working each clip one at a time. And there you have it. You just replaced your own panel hinge on a QC35. If you have any questions, concerns, feel free to use the comment section down below. If you need any of the tools used in this video, you can check our links down below. We have all those ready for you to order and get your repairs going yourself. This has been Eddie with Joe's Gaming and Electronics, and have a phenomenal day.